All right, my friends, I have made some serious mistakes lately, and I have to tell you guys about them. So, we have been homesteading now for a number of years. So, you might think that, we've got this whole thing down. We very much don't. And to be honest, whether you think you've got the homesteading thing all locked in or not, everyone's bound to make mistakes from time to time. We've just made three pretty big ones pretty recently. And so, mistake number one was this: I saw a mouse and I didn't take care of the problem right away. And so now I have a big, big mouse problem. In fact, I have such a big mouse problem that I now have them in my rabbit colony eating my rabbit food every day. I'm literally making the problem worse, and I don't know how to fix it, unfortunately, because they can fit through that tiny, tiny 1 inch by 1 inch wire just fine. And so, unfortunately, the buffet is open for these mice, and I've kind of created a problem where I don't really know how to fix it. Now, to make matters worse, because they are worse than that, the mice have become so prolific, they're everywhere, that they're even in my house. Now, while the reality of them being in my house is just kind of icky and I don't like it, the thing that just puts me over the edge is these mice are eating my seeds. All of the seeds that I have planted and been carefully tending to be, my future garden in the spring, the mice have been eating them. And how do I know it's the mice, you might ask? Well, because every morning when I go to water my sweet little babies, hoping that they will germinate and grow into beautiful plants, instead I find a tiny hole in my little pot of dirt and a seed shell, only the shell, because the mouse has torn the seed open and eaten all the good parts out. Because mice are in my house and they are terrible. So, mistake number one, not taking care of the mouse problem back when I should have. Well, that brings us to mistake number two, which involves these sweet babies right back here. You see, last year I made a decision, a firm, committed decision. Because of a just really rough kidding season that we had, I made the decision that if mamas have triplets, I have to take them away. Not all of them, just the one. I have to take away whoever is the weakest among the three. And here's why. The reality is, mama's got two teats. And the strongest of the two babies are the ones that are going to get the milk when she's standing still to feed them. The third one, that's weak, is not going to have a chance of fighting for milk. And so he'll get weaker. And then next time that mom comes over to feed them, guess who's not getting fed again? And it's a vicious cycle that very easily can end in the death of one of your kids. And so, because of that, last year we made a firm decision that I will absolutely not let a mama raise three. Now we have Sequoia with triplets and Vin with triplets. And have I taken any of their babies away? No, I haven't. And so mistake number two is not following through on your decisions. I fully recognize that I'm going to regret this decision that I'm making now, not following through on taking one of those triplets. And I'm going to keep talking to myself about it so that I will change my mind. It's just so hard to pull a baby away from its mother if it's doing well. And so I just need to keep a close eye and make sure that all these babies are doing well and pull them before it's too late. Or else I'm going to regret it. But how do you take those sweet little things away from their mama? Oh, it's just so hard. Even the one that we had in the house is now back out nursing. Mama took him right back because she's awesome. Way to go, Sequoia. And so I just don't have the heart to take one of them. She also has a ton of milk. I'm getting milk every morning, even after she feeds all three. And so I'm pretty sure that they're okay, and I really hope that I won't regret it. But for now, I'm not listening to my past self and taking away one of those triplets. And so hopefully that's not going to be something that hurts me, but I have to recognize it as a mistake because I was so firmly committed in this decision last year, and now I'm not following through. And so that brings us to mistake number 3. Now hold on, because this one's a doozy. Because mistake number 3, it's this bale of hay right here. Now, of course, it's not really this bale of hay's fault. There's nothing wrong with this hay. It's really good alfalfa hay, in fact, and my goats are loving it. Here's the mistake, though. I started feeding this hay to my goats the week that I bred them. I didn't think about what I was doing. It didn't occur to me that I was breeding them at the same time that I was increasing their nutrition quite significantly. But what I inadvertently did was a concept called flushing. Now I have to tell you, the idea of flushing is actually a really cool concept, because effectively what you're doing is increasing your odds of having a lot of kids, or lambs if you do it in sheep, by increasing the nutrition of your female animals right before and right after you breed them. Now what that does is it causes the female's body to sense that there's plenty of food. This is a great place to reproduce. And so they hyperovulate. They ovulate multiple eggs. So typically in goats and sheep, we're seeing 1, 2, maybe 3. Twins are pretty typical. 2 babies is normal. What happens when you hyperovulate is you change that 1, 2, or 3 into 3, 4, 7 sometimes. You can get some crazy numbers with flushing and hyperovulation. And so I had no intention of doing that with my animals here. I think that is a horrifying idea. I want to have 2 babies per mother. Every time they have 2 teats, they need 2 babies. I'm very firm on that one. And so when I accidentally flushed my goats, that's mistake number 3, and it's a big one. Because the reality is, my whole current problem of having triplets where I have to figure out how to make sure that mama's feeding all of them, yeah, that's my fault. I did that. And so that's really, really frustrating to realize that it is my fault that I'm having these issues. I say issues, it's 3 babies, it's so exciting. But it's kind of an issue I wish that I wasn't facing. And I really hate that I'm the one who caused it. So there you go. There's my big confession. I hope that you're never under the impression that as a content creator, somebody on the internet, it automatically means they're an expert, because it doesn't. We all make terrible mistakes. But on the bright side, any mistakes that we make, we can of course learn from. And so we know that we'll do better next year. And that's always a bright hope, to know that in the future, hopefully at least we'll make 3 different mistakes next year. Now, the one thing that I cannot complain about here is the fact that if there are more babies, that means there's more milk from my mamas. And if there's more goat milk in my house, that means I am making more goat's milk soap. And if I'm making tons and tons of goat's milk soap, you guys know, that means it's time for a sale. And so I have been hard at work in my kitchen making some of the nicest goat's milk soap. We have 2 different varieties of soap that we make here on the farm. We make one with a really nice oil blend that is super good on all skin types and actually gets you clean, which is always a plus with soap. And our other type is made with pork lard from our pigs here on the farm. And I have to be honest, I am a way big fan of this pork lard soap. It feels so nice on your hands when you use it. And of course, both batches are made with lots and lots of goat's milk from our very own goats here on the farm, milked fresh every single day by these lovely ladies back in the barn. I will put a link down in the description box below if you want to check out any of our soaps. We also have a really nice tallow balm for your hands or your body. That stuff is like, it is so nice. I love it. And as a reminder, we have more goat mamas who are due to give birth. So if you haven't yet, please do hit that subscribe button down below. That way you will not miss their birth video. Should be coming out soon because I have, let's see, Ruby's bum here. Ruby is due today, though she has no intention of giving birth to those babies today, I can tell. And then Bella, also a bum. Here we go. Bella is due tomorrow. And so we have lots more goat babies coming at you soon, which means lots more milk and more soap. Super exciting. I cannot wait to share all this stuff with you guys. It is so much fun to be able to provide just products, entertainment, content with people who maybe cannot live on the farm day in, day out. I love sharing this lifestyle with you guys though. And so I hope that you have enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.